If you're looking forward to enjoying time with your family this summer, you can pack your schedule with lots of fun free things to do. Mary Hans is here with her Ms. Cheap's Guide to Summer. I always love it when this comes out.
Well, it's one of my favorite things to do. I sort of have an ulterior motive when I put it together so that I can plan my own summer.
Yeah, and you do find things all over Middle Tennessee.
Right, and you know, the common thread in it is everything is free. I mean, that's the trick. So one of the things, you know, with the weather heating up, I just love all the free ways to get wet. And the Bicentennial Mall may be the one that most people do. They think of it with the fountains, you know, the 31 fountains that represent the rivers in the state. And people run through the fountains and just have a blast doing that. But since it opened, there have been a lot of other, what they call spray parks that have opened at Cumberland Park and Kirkpatrick and Watkins. And there's one in Mount Juliet and one in Smyrna. I mean, they're all over, but they're like just playgrounds with water features. And the kids love them. They're, you know, little kids particularly enjoy the spray features. Some of them have little waterfalls and geysers, and it's just fun to get out there and put your feet, your hands, your whole body in.
Yeah, and in your guide to summer, you've got a listing of all these different places.
Right, and I've got it by category. So that's in the Get Wet category, and that's one that's sort of top of mind with Memorial Day and all that coming up.
Yeah, we have a great opportunity to see our Nashville Symphony for free all over town coming up soon.
Right, and the music is something that's a real big category for this, but the Symphony in the Park is something that the Nashville Symphony's done for years. And they do it at different parks. They'll be at Centennial Park on the 2nd. I think they'll be at Bicentennial Mall on the 3rd. They'll be at Crockett Park in Brentwood on the 5th of June. And all of these are completely free, so it's a wonderful chance for people to get out and see and hear our wonderful Nashville Symphony.
And I understand they're doing the Star Wars theme as part of the concert, so it's not, you know, all highbrow music by any means.
No, it's stuff that everybody will recognize, and you know, they'll introduce you to some things that you might not recognize too. So you know, something for everybody in that.
Yeah, I know you love the big band dances they do at Centennial Park.
Well, this is something that with Dancing in the Star with the Stars and all that, I think it's gained popularity. But it's every Saturday night between June 4th and the end of August, and they start at 7 o'clock, and they'll even teach you to dance. I mean, they have dance lessons that are free with it. The bands, it's different bands every week. It's bands like the Moonlighters and the Paul Ross Orchestra, Debbie Bales Band. It's really a lot of fun. They're in the event shelter at Centennial Park, and you know, it's just beautiful to be there, and the Parthenon's in the background, and it's a great night outside.
And you can also do movies in the park at other parks.
Well, Movies in the Park is another one, very family friendly. They do it at Elmington Park in June with an assortment of family friendly movies, and then Murfreesboro has been doing their Movies in the Park, I don't know, for more than 50 years, and they're at different parks every night. They're 5 nights a week in Murfreesboro, so you don't have to pay a penny to see the movies.
That's neat. Coming up mid-June is the Nashville International Puppet Festival, which sounds like a cool deal.
Well, you know, Nashville is the puppet central kind of place because of Wishing Chair Productions and the acclaim that they've had with the Tom Tishner marionettes. But this festival brings in puppeteers from 6 countries, and it's a 3-day festival with sit-down shows, there are pop-up shows, there's a big parade on that Saturday the 18th. I mean, it's really something for anybody who enjoys puppets, and it's not just for kids. I mean, this is something that a lot of adults would enjoy too.
And if we want some outdoor fun in June, there are a couple of great days to enjoy some things.
Well, you know, I love the hikes, and the National Trails Day on the 4th is one of those days that every state park in Tennessee, I mean, every single park has ranger-led hikes. So you can get out there with a ranger. You're not going to get lost. They're going to take you around. Good. But they're going to give you a lot of insight into the wildlife and the nature in those parks, maybe some history. So you can just look at the park's website and see what kind of things are interesting to you. And then there on the 11th is Free Fishing Day, and anybody in the state can go fishing without a license on that day. And there are a lot of activities for kids. There's something in Hendersonville, a fishing rodeo. There's one in Fairview, but there are a lot of things through the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency that are free for kids, and a good way to get kids introduced to fishing.
That's right. What are some other categories in your guide to summer?
Well, I've got festivals, but in the print version that'll run on Sunday, it was too big to include that, so we'll run that next week. There's cultural events. It's just family fun is a huge category, and it's all sorts of things. This is my favorite thing I do all year.
That's great. Well, you can find that in the print version of the Tennessean this Sunday. It'll also be available, of course, online at Tennessean.com. Thanks so much, Mary.
Thanks. I'm planning my summer.
I know you are, and you're going to stay cheap while you do it, right?
Stay cheap.